Good morning, SATC420. My name is Jasper Woods, and I'll be presenting my audit plan to you guys today. Go to the next slide. All right, guys, the components of an audit plan referencing ISO DIS 19011 6.4.1. The audit objectives, the audit criteria and any references, the scope including the identification of the organization and functional units and processes to be audited, the dates and place the audit will take place, where on-site audit activities are to be conducted, the expected time and duration for on-site audit activities including meetings with the auditee's management and audit team meetings, the roles and responsibilities of the audit team members and any accompanying members. Next slide. Components of an audit plan continued. The reference in the ISO DIS 19011 6.4.1. The allocation of appropriate resources to critical areas of the audit. The identification of the auditee's representative for the audit. The working and reporting language of the audit, where this is different from the auditor and auditee. The audit topics, including any methods of nonconformity gradings, format and structure, expected date of distribution, logistics arrangements, travel on-site facilities, etc. And last but not least, matters related to confidentiality. Next slide. All right, guys, we're going to discuss the audit objectives here. Some of the audit objectives: define what is accomplished by the audit. Evaluating the effectiveness of the management system and meeting specified objectives. Evaluating the capability of the management system to ensure compliance with regulatory and contractual requirements. And guys, a lot of this stuff, this is why it's done, to meet contractual requirements and regulatory requirements. That's why all these systems are put into place. The objective of this audit is to make sure the company has implemented ANSI 10 management system and to find any misconformities in the system and get them corrected. Introductions made and interviewed top management on the offshore installation to see where they are with their health and safety protocols. That will be my first step, to make the introductions of myself and my team, meet the top management on the offshore installation, and we'll start from there. Next slide. Hey guys, the audit criteria and references. So the audit criteria will have sufficient and appropriate information for planning the audit. Availability of adequate cooperation from the auditee, availability of time and adequate resources. This is very important, guys, because when we come out here to do an audit, we need help from the team that's on board to show us around, to help us do our inspections that we have to do on the deck, and our inspections of paperwork. If they're not cooperative, guys, then this can go very bad. This can go badly. But most times, from my understanding and what I've seen, companies are pretty good working with auditors. So I'm gonna carry on. The availability of time and adequate resources. The audit criteria is ANSI 10. We will request documentation from the company on its health and safety protocols. We would review the documents prior to arriving on site to conduct the audit. I am sure this would not be the first audit conducted, so we would have references from previous audits conducted on this matter. The reference can be a sister ship, a sister rig that we've done an audit on prior to this one, and we can reference that as our material to go by for our audit. The scope including identification, organizational and functional units to be audited. Okay, we're gonna identify organization and functional areas and processes to be audited. Okay, guys, so here we're gonna start with the offshore installation manager, which on the drill ship will be the OIM, which is the captain. And we'll get with the operator representative for the operating company side. We'll get the safety representatives from the operator and contract company. We'll speak with them guys if there's one on board. For sure there'll be one on board for the contract company, the safety company. The operating company may or may not have a safety person on board. And we'll also talk to people in the working areas of the rig. like the workers. We'll talk to all them, not all the employees, but as we passing by, we may ask the employees questions to see how knowledgeable they are about the systems that's in place. Next slide. Okay, guys, the dates and place the audit will take place where on-site audit activities are conducted. This will be our next discussion. So the place and dates of the audit. The place and dates of this audit will be, my audit was conducted aboard the Noble Town Madden in Guyana from 11/1/2021 to 11/5/2021. This is the place and times my audit was conducted. I'm out on an offshore rig out in Guyana. That's in South America. The expected time and duration for audit activities, including meetings with the auditees management and audit team meetings. Okay, guys, so I'll detail the time frame. Like I said, the audit is going to take place from 11/1/2021 to 11/5/2021. The audit will take place during daylight hours only. We're going to work during the day shift. That's when top management is up, and that's the shifts they work, 06 to 1800. So that's when we'll conduct our audits and meetings. All right, guys, designated times to meet with leadership and the audit team to discuss progress and or any problems. Next slide, please. All right, guys, the roles and responsibilities of the team members and any accompanying members. So here I'll discuss any roles and responsibilities with my team. I would have a diverse team that's well versed in the different areas of which we're performing the audit. So it'll be people from each section of what we're doing. They'll have knowledge of what's going on. That way we can properly assign the roles. So with that being said, the people will be paired with processes they are competent in. Next slide. The allocation of appropriate resources. That's critical areas of the audit. Okay, guys, so on these ships at places that auditors are not accustomed to, you may be assigned a mentor, which I say a mentor, but a mentor escort to escort you around the ship so that you don't be in harm's way. They keep you out of harm's way while you're performing your physical audit activities or inspections. Okay, guys? So yeah, resources are usually allocated to accomplish the audit. Personnel, paperwork, anything that's needed to get this audit accomplished and done. The operator and contractor is usually pretty good about helping with that. Organizations usually work well with auditors. They want to get the audit done and get the audit team off of here so they can go back to conducting business as regular. All right, guys, the identification of the audit team representative for audit. The identification of the auditee's representative for the audit. Excuse me, I had to move my recording thing down. All right, so here we'll list the identification of the guys that we auditing. For example, Captain John Doe, that's the OIM. The company representative is G.I. Joe. Rig manager, G.I. Jane. The safety representative, Jane Doe. These are the people that will answer the bulk of the questions, guys. Of course, there'll be other questions answered by some of the employees that's asked, but the hard stuff and all the technical stuff and stuff, that'll be asked to the top management on the rig. Next slide. Okay, guys, the working and reporting language of the audit, where this is different from the auditor and auditee. This is very important, guys. The common language in the oil field used for working and reporting is English. This is important because you have people of various backgrounds, different cultures, speaks different languages. So English will take precedent in the case of an audit and auditee. That's the common language used in the oil field for communication, for writing purposes, email purposes, everything, guys. This is so. If the auditor and auditee speaks different languages, then English will take precedent for working and reporting. Next slide. All right, guys, the audit topics, including any methods of non-conformity grading, format, and structure, expected date of distribution. All right, guys, the management and employee participation, planning, implementation and operation, evaluation and corrective action, management review. The expected date of distribution will be 11/12/2021, guys. This is when I'll send my formal report out. We went over all the preliminary stuff on the rig, the draft reports. We had meetings with the top management, but once I get back to the office, I'll write up a formal report and send to pertinent personnel. And guys, the management and employee participation, this is where it all starts at. It starts at the top. Management comes up with a plan. They send it out to the field, guys. Top management in the field. It gets implemented. Employees buy in or don't buy in. Hopefully buy in to this plan, to this safety plan, and that's what makes this whole thing work, guys. It all takes planning, implementation, and operation. For evaluation and corrective action, guys, is a lot of things that's done out here. We on the rig I'm on, we write safety cards. That's a type of evaluation and correction method. And management review, after enough data is in, is sent back to top management for them to review and make any corrections that's needed. Next slide. All right, guys, the logistics arrangements, travel, on-site facilities, etc. Logistics of the entire audit will be discussed here. I'm offshore, so we travel by boat or helicopter. Guys, if you're going to a shelf rig, it'll probably be by boat. But most of the time, the audit team, you're going to travel by helicopter. And even going to a small rig, being the audit team, that you're the audit team, they might put you on the chopper. So you'll be happy when you get there. All right, guys, once on the rig, you will be assigned to a room for the duration of your stay. Next slide. All right, guys, matters related to confidentiality. So our audit findings are going to be discussed with top management on the rig. And once we get to the office and create our formal report, it will be sent out to only authorized personnel, people who have the clearance to receive that information. Next slide. All right, guys, my findings. For my audit, I find a vessel is following the NZZ10 management system. We have pre-tower meetings are held daily. Fire and abandonment drills are held weekly. As part of the process, we write safety cards daily to help improve health and safety. I spoke about safety cards earlier, guys. That's part of the evaluation and correction. We evaluate by writing the cards. You watch somebody work, make sure they're working safe. If they're not, you write a card, you correct them, write a card. That's part of the evaluation and correction process. All right, they had an actual audit while I was on the rig. It was a single person audit. One guy came out, and the auditor did not find anything wrong from his walk-arounds, inspections, and talks with the management team on board. He praised the team for doing such a good job. Daily he spoke about this. He was on board for about 4 or 5 days, I think, doing his audits and inspections, and he was impressed with things that's going on the rig. So, guys, that'll conclude my slideshow. From here, do you guys have any questions? I attempt to answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll get the answer for you. Thank you. Have a good one.